as we just witnessed one of the best single game comebacks in the playoffs, with the Thunder trailing by as many as 25 points in Game 5 against the Jazz. With a little over 8 minutes left in the third, Russell Westbrook completely took over in the second half, putting up 45, 15, and 7 for the game, where OKC outscored Utah 66-43 in the second half. What's up guys, my name is Wilson. Oklahoma City's 25-point deficit was tied for 5th most in postseason history, where our team came all the way back and won. After narrowing the series to 3-2 in dramatic fashion, 3 of the 6 largest comebacks in playoff history happened within the last 2 seasons. With that said, here are 5 of the biggest comebacks in NBA postseason history. Number 5, 2017 Western Conference Finals. Game 1, Spurs at Warriors. As 2 of the best regular season teams competed in the conference finals, Golden State easily swept Utah and Portland in the first 2 rounds, while San Antonio came off a dominating closeout Game 6 against Houston without Kawhi Leonard and Tony Parker. Kawhi would be available for Game 1 against the 2-time defending Western Conference champs. The Spurs came out on fire right from the jump, with Leonard dominating on all cylinders. San Antonio jumped out to a 44-19 lead mid-second quarter, while Golden State quickly responded, led by superstars Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, scoring the next 11 points to cut it to a 46-32 deficit. The Spurs didn't lose their composure, finding some breathing room as Danny Green nailed the 3 to end the half. With the Spurs up 23 in the third, Zaza's foot collided with Leonard's ankle, which would be the turning point of the game and series, forcing Leonard to be out the rest of the postseason and potentially his final playoff game with San Antonio. Golden State went on an 18-0 run to climb within 5 within a 3-minute span. San Antonio could not maintain their lead with under 2 minutes left after a Durant missed 3 and a tap out to Curry, tying the game at 106. As Golden State was up 3, Danny Green's goaltend on Steph Curry was costly, as Dump Nation closed out the game with a 113-111 victory. Golden State being down 20 at the half was the largest playoff deficit they overcame in franchise history. Number 4, 2002 Eastern Conference Finals, Nets Celtics, Game 3. As the series was tied at 1 game apiece, with both teams fighting for a spot to the NBA Finals, the Nets dominated the first 3 quarters of the game, outscoring Boston 74-53. With little to no hope, Boston needed to find answers, so the truth responded. Trailing by as many as 26, Paul Pierce went bizarre at the Boston Garden, as no team previously has ever came back from even down 18 in the 4th. After missing 12 of his first 14 shots, Pierce dropped 19 of his 28 points in the final period. Pierce's layup made it 90-87 with a minute 37 left, nailed 2 free throws half a minute later, was fouled after a Kerry Kittles missed 3, giving Boston the lead. With Kittles turning the ball over the next possession, goaltender Kenny Anderson's layup, New Jersey ended up shooting 4 of 22 with 6 turnovers in the last 12 minutes. Keith Van Horn badly missing on the tying 3 with 20 seconds left, with the Celtics outscoring the Nets 41-16 in the 4th, escaping with a 94-90 victory. The Nets would however win their next 4 games before being swept by the Lakers in the finals. Number 3, 2017 first round, Game 3, Cavs-Pacers. While these 2 teams are in a tight battle in a first round rematch a year later, the Pacers had a couple opportunities to take the game but saw everything slip due to the greatness of LeBron James. In a must-win situation, Indiana started out on fire, led by as many as 26 in the first half. Up 74-49 at halftime, Cleveland responded in the third, outscoring Indy 35-17, taking the lead with 6:27 left on a James Monster slam. As the 2 teams exchanged buckets, George did everything he can, dropping 36 and a career playoff high 15 rebounds, but James took matters into his own hands, ending the game on a 12-5 run as the reigning Finals MVP scored 28 of his 41 points in the second half to go along with 13 rebounds, 12 assists, winning his 20th consecutive first-round game, a record matching Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, and James Worthy, where LeBron would break the next game after sweeping the Pacers. Cleveland overcame the largest halftime deficit in postseason history. Number 2, first round, 2012, Game 1, Clippers-Grizzlies. Almost 6 years ago, Los Angeles and Memphis started a mini rivalry, while Chris Paul led Lob City to their first playoff appearance in 6 years as a 5th seed. The Clips had to play on the road, facing the tough-grinded Grizzlies, and looked overwhelmed to start the game, with Memphis clicking on all cylinders, led 58-39 at the half, while the Clippers trailed by as many as 27 points with 2:38 left in the third. Down 24 heading to the 4th, a comeback was a near impossible task, but CP begged head coach Vinny Del-Negro to put him back into the game for the 4th quarter. While most teams would take the red flag, LA kept believing and competing. Despite going through plenty of challenges, Paul playing with a groin sprain, timely role players in Nick Young and Reggie Evans were difference makers in the final period. While Young scored 19 points off the bench, with Evans chipping in with 7 points and 13 boards, LAC shot 76% in the fourth, while holding Memphis to 26%. Swaggy hit back-to-back threes to narrow the deficit to 96-93 with a minute 47 left. Marc Gasol turned the ball over after the timeout. A few possessions after, Paul found Evans underneath for the layup to give the Clippers its first lead of the game with 50.3 seconds left. Rudy Gay responded with a short jumper, with the Grizz reclaiming the lead. Paul would later be fouled by Tony Allen, making both clutch free throws, with the Clippers leading 99-98. One last chance, Rudy Gay was tightly guarded by Kenyon Martin, forcing him into a tough jumper, rimming off the front rim before the buzzer sounded, with the Clippers jumping for joy. LA outscored Memphis an astonishing 35-13 margin in the final 12 minutes. Number 1. May 14, 1989, Western Semifinals, Game 4, Lakers-Sonics. The defending back-to-back champs looked invincible to start the postseason and were looking for their second straight sweep. The Sonics refused to back down, starting out with a sense of urgency. The phenomenal three-man show led by Xavier McDaniel, Dale Ellis, and Derek McKee scored the first 61 points for Seattle and accounted for 89 of the team's 95 points. With Showtime finding themselves trailing by 29 points in the first 13.5 minutes of the game, trailed 43-14. Lakers coach Pat Riley was absolutely furious, getting a technical with 8:02 left in the second, before the Lakers went on a 22-6 run over the final 7:45 of the half, including a 16-0 run to end the half. Somehow, the 29-point deficit evaporated to 11 by halftime, led by Big Game's James Worthy, who scored a game-high 33 points on 15 of 19 shooting. The Lakers never quit, turned up their defensive intensity, outscoring Seattle 32-22 in the fourth, escaping to a 97-95 victory. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see if there will be any 30-point comebacks this postseason. I'ma say no on that one. I talk NBA comparison, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe to my channel. See you next time.